everyone, this is Sandy from Scrapbooks Blessings Club, and I am excited because this video is for my fellow Cricketers. If you have the Cricut Explore or the Cricut Air and you use Design Studio, this video is going to show you how to fussy cut your stamped images. Now there's two ways to do it. One, by scanning your image, and I've done that. Also by picking out finding your stamp online and going ahead and downloading the picture that way too. So I've done both. Now this card here is one that I've showed as my example. It's my first one. So it's not quite perfect, but it really did come out cute, I thought. And I've shared this one in different Facebook groups. Now the Cricut went ahead and cut out the lattice background and the label, and I used the markers to draw in the label because I didn't want a whole bunch of cuts. What I want to do is focus on the flower. Now, I've used this stamp here from Altenew. This is called Best Mom. And I don't have the die for it, but I wanted the fussy cut image. Okay, so what I needed to do was I needed to, in Design Studio, kind of fill in the gaps and spend a little time just kind of erasing and trying to get my image. But I've since found an easier way to do this. Now, in this image, there's open areas. When you have a little open area and it's not quite solid, when you hit the check marks to erase the background, it's going to erase some of your image. The same with this little rubber stamp, this little bunny here from Sweet Stamps. It had a couple open areas like the Altenew stamp. But what I did is I took a pen and I filled it in on the paper, because I need this image to be totally solid when I scan it in my printer. And that's what I did. I just went through my printer and scanned it right to my downloads. Now for the Lawn Fawn stamp, this was so easy to do. All I did was went into Pinterest, picked out a picture of this stamp, and downloaded it. Once I got into Design Studio, I was able to erase the background. Easy peasy, so much easier than the alternate flower. And this was the way to go. Plus, you don't have to worry about scanning all your image, stamp pages in your printer. Okay? So let me go ahead and show you how to do this using the Design Studio. Okay, so here I pulled up Design Studio and I'm going to my canvas and I'm starting a new page, a new project. And what I need to do is I need to upload the image. So I'll go over to the left side and click upload. And here you can kind of see some of the images that I've already done. That's the flower one I did at Altenew. Those are Lawn Fawn ones. And I've also done some digi ones, the birthday ones and the little birthday dragon. Those were digital stamps. But what you're going to do is you're going to browse and you want to find your image in the computer, in the downloads, wherever you put it. So because it's a scanned image, I actually have to go over to pictures. It's not going to be my downloads because that's where I have them going. And it's right there, and I'll pull up the bunny. Okay, now I'll go ahead and decide if I'm going to go simple, moderate, or complex. I'll go moderate, what the hey, and I'm going to click continue. And this is going to put the bunny up on my screen. So I have the plus sign and I just clicked on the screen. I'll scroll up so you can see the bunny. And everywhere that it is that blue gingham checked, that's going to go ahead and that will be cut away. So I need to clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to switch over from the little wand. That's what you click to get the background. Now I'm going to switch to the eraser. And what's nice is you can go different sizes. So I'm going to go and start with the large. And I'm just going to kind of go and get rid of the stuff that I don't want. And I'm just looking for any little specks or anything that's scanned through onto my image. Now, once I kind of go through and I find what I think, I found it looks really good, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the continue, and that will help me see if I missed anything. Okay, now it's pulling it up, and I'm just kind of looking, and I can see, a couple specks, and down here at the bottom, you want to make sure you clean those up. There's a couple by the tulip. Really get these clean because you don't want the machine to read them as cut marks. So that's what I'm going to do, is just kind of speed this up a little bit and start cleaning. Okay, it's done. If only it took that long to do. So now what I'm going to do is give it a name, and it's just going to be, the stamp is called Tulip Bunny, and this is from Sweet Stamps. And I'm going to go ahead and tag it too. It's a good idea to do this that way. Once you get a library going, a whole collection, it's going to be easier to find. So I'll do bunny and Easter and animal, and that's just going to help me find my image a little bit faster. Now, before I save this, I want to make sure I click on the cut and not the print, because if I save it as a print, it will print it out on my computer and then cut it. And once I do that, you see right there, there is my image, and I'm done. All I have to do is insert it. And that's how you scan to your computer. Now I'm going to show you how to use a lawn fawn. And right here, bam, here it is. This is the image that I found on Pinterest. You want a larger image, the larger the better. And all I have to do is right click and save this to my downloads. Done. I'll go ahead and I'll hit upload, browse, find it over in my downloads, wherever you save your pictures. And there it is. And since it is a lawn fawn image, we will go with, you can pick simple, moderate, or complex. I'm just going to pick simple. And there we have it. Now I can do the exact same thing. Go over to the little wand. When I click on the wand and take that over to my paper, it's a plus sign, and just click on the areas that I don't want it to cut. Check it out. Easy. Now I'm going to clean this puppy up. So all I have to do is go over to the eraser, click on the eraser. I like to go big. So we'll start out big and we will start erasing. Now, if you do a boo-boo like I did with the little mountains here, just go to the black arrow. And so this might be a good time, is when you're cleaning up, every now and then just kind of lift up on your mouse, unclick it, so that you don't want to do a whole area and then you mess up and you have to redo the whole area all over again. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get rid of all these words. I do not need these words. I'm not going to print them out. If I wanted to print them out, the Cricut would print them out, but I'm not going to. So we're just going to get rid of all those. And I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of the compass too. I don't need the northwest, southeast. Okay, so I got all the major stuff in. All I got to do is change my eraser size to something a little smaller. And now I'll go in and get all those little details that were left around. Okay, I went ahead and checked it. All the specs are gone. I have my images. Lawn Fawn is so easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Just LF Lawn Fawn Pirates. Tag it. I'll do pirates. I'll do treasure. And I'll put down ocean. That'll help me find the stamp a little easier when, like I said, when I get the collection. Make sure I click on it as a cut and not print, because I don't want to print these out. I just want to have them as plain die cuts, so when I'm ready to stamp, I have them already done. And there they are. Easy. Very easy to do. Now, let's go ahead and actually cut these out. And it's very simple to do. I'm going to click on New Project and Insert. Done. All I have to do from here is, I do need a size, so I'm going to grab my clear T ruler, grab my little package there, the stamp, and I'm going to measure a couple of these to give me a good estimate on how long I want my images to be on my canvas here. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the girl. And she's, 1 3/4, it looks like. Measure in the treasure chest, which is about 1.5. And then I'll go up, maybe do one more, do the little pirate. And he's a little shy over 1 3/4. So that gives me an idea of what I need. And then all I'm going to do is just grab that little arrow, that little button there, and pull it down and make sure I don't ungroup. So now all the images are going to go to the right size. So I want to keep them all together. That means the bird, the treasure chest, the mountains, they're all going to be on the size that I need. Okay, now I'm going to go back and insert the bunny and do the same thing. So you can do more than one stamp. I can also duplicate these if I want and cut out 3 treasure chest sets, 3 sets if I want. And the duplicate's at the top. So now I want to measure my bunny, and this is a rubber stamp. I'm going to do the same thing, just grab my stamp. And the bunny is 2 3/4, it looks like. So once I have that measured, I'll go ahead and change it on the mat. So this bunny's just a little bit too big. So let's make him smaller. And the arrow you want, is you want the one right here in the bottom right corner. And I'm just going to pull that in until I get my 2 3/4. Now I'm ready to cut. So I clicked make it. And you'll see this black screen here, and with the black cuts on top, and I'm good to go. I put my paper in and followed the directions. So the first thing it's doing is it's looking for my machine. There it is, Explore 1 with the USB, and it's set my material. So my dial is set at cardstock. The load tools is there, so I want the blade. If I was going to use the score or the markers, that's the picture that would show. But it's showing my blade, and all I have to do is click the flashing arrow on my machine. Once I click the flashing arrow, that loads my mat, and then the next thing I can do is press go. And that's clicking the flashing C. And once I do that, I get this little circle with cutting, and it gives you the percentages of how much of your project is cut out. So right now I'm at 13% of my project's cut out, from 13, 19, and so on. So I'll speed this up until we get it all cut. Here we are at 100%. Unload mat, so I'll hit the flashing arrows. And if I want, I can go ahead and do this again. But I'm not, so I'm going to go ahead and click finish at the end. And what I will do is point the camera down to my desk and show you how I stamped these out and how these actually worked. Okay, so here I am. You can see them cut out kind of faintly. And so all I have to do is stamp. To stamp, I'm going to leave them on my Cricut mat. They're already, down. They're not going to move on me. So I grab the treasure chest. I'm going to do that one first. Ink it up with some VersaFine black onyx ink. And just turn it over and just kind of use the outline of the cut where my finger is pointing. And press down. I'm going a little fast, so you want to take your time. So there I have it done. So let's pull it up so you can kind of see how close the cut is. And if I did it right, it should look good. There you go. Voila. Done. I think that came out pretty darn good. Let's do another one. We'll do one a little smaller. Let's do the parrot. So I'll grab the parrot, ink them up, and press down. So even little, and not drop my block, press it down. So even small, tiny little stamps is going to work with this technique. I'll pull them up. And there he is. Look at how cute. Look at how cute and how precise the Cricut has cut out my stamp. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, what do you want to do when you don't want to leave your stamp, your cuts on your mat? So say I want to save these for next time. So what I'm going to do is grab a bunny. So I'm going to grab my bunny there, and I'm going to grab the pirate girl, and I'm going to show you how you can stamp those out. Okay, so this is a rubber stamp. We'll do the bunny first. The bunny is a rubber stamp, so I'm going to put the stamp on my block. Now for my rubber stamps, the easiest thing for me to use is my Stamp-A-Majig. But you see how my paper moves. I don't want it to move. So what I'm going to do is grab the secret weapon, which is washi tape. So tearing off a little piece of washi tape, I'm going to roll that up, and I'm actually going to tape the back of my image down on my craft mat. Now when I do that, it does not move, and I can go ahead and do the stamping. See, no movement. It's there. So I'm going to ink up my bunny, and I just barely put ink on this when I'm using the Stamp-A-Majig because it's just to help guide where the bunny's going to go, because you can't see through a rubber stamp. So press down on my clear mat there, and I'm going to line that up with my die cut. And it did come out pretty darn good. And so like for this image, there is no die. I cannot buy a die for this image. I would have to fussy cut out this bunny. So by doing this way, I can put those scissors away and I'm good to go. Okay, so now that I have the image lined up, I'm going to get rid of the clear piece, and I'm going to put the stamp right there in the corner and press straight down. And when I do that, when I lift it up, I should have a nice looking bunny on my die cut. There you go. Done. Very, very easy to do. Okay, now I can pull up the bunny and just take off the washi tape. There is my image. It cut out great. As you can see, all the details, even in the flower there, it cut out awesome. Okay, so the third way that you can cut this out, if you have one, I like to use my stamping tool, stamping press. The one I use is Misty, and there's a ton of them on the market, but I'm going to grab Misty. And the reason I like using Misty is because if I don't ink the image up right the first time, I get it, I do over. So I'm going to tape it down right on my foam inside the Misty, and I will put my stamp right on top and line it up. There we go. Kind of tweak it just a little. Okay, and now I just press the lid down and pull up that stamp and ink this little girl up. After I ink her up, I will press the image right down on the die cut, and I should be good to go. If I have to, I can re-ink her and press down a second time if I needed to. But we're good. I'll pull off the washi, and there you have her. Done. Awesome. Yay. You hear the angels singing? I swear I did. I was so excited. Like I said, I would do cartwheels if I could, but I'm 40 and I can't. So, okay. So here are some of the images that I stamped out. And let me grab the card that I did from before. And so what do you guys think? I hope this really helps you. As you can see, the first time I did it with that, I really had to go in and kind of clean it up because the lines were not, together. Since then, I learned take a little marker, a little pen, and color those in if you're going to scan your image. Okay. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. It is a little longer, but this tutorial I am doing for us Cricut newbies. And even though I've done the Cricut and had the Cricut for, I swear, 10 years, this is my 5th machine, I'm new to the Explorer family, and I'm new to Design Studio. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to have more videos. If you like it, please give a thumbs up and be a subscriber. That would be awesome. Okay, until next time, bye-bye.